Welcome back, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Catherine Thompson here. We've got to be super careful when it comes to driving on the roads tonight, and especially into early Saturday morning. We've got more ice to worry about. Now, right now, things are pretty quiet, but we are seeing some fog, and I'm worried that some of this is still freezing fog in a lot of places where we've got colder surface temperatures and we've got these warmer layers of air above. We could see a light glaze of ice created by some of these foggier areas on the road. So please be careful, especially on elevated surfaces like bridges and overpasses where they're not insulated by the ground. That cold air just rushes underneath the bridge, and that will make a colder surface than the surrounding air. And look at our temperatures. We're right around freezing, if not below for some already. Bluefield at 30 degrees, Lewisburg down to 31. Temperatures will kind of hover around freezing or just below overnight tonight. So again, into tomorrow, we're worried about slick roads, especially black ice, the kind of ice that you can't really see on the roads, especially when it comes to additional freezing rain we're expecting to see into tomorrow. You can already see this on the radar building back into our south. Martinsville, Virginia, Greensboro, North Carolina getting hit with some freezing rain right now. That's that purple color showing up. I don't doubt, too, that there's some sleet probably mixing in there as well, and we could see kind of a mixture of both in some places waking up early tomorrow morning. This precipitation will continue to push into our area from the south gradually from south to north overnight. Now, again, most of us are going to stay dry. Let me back that up a bit. Just cloudy with this foggy stuff around, some drizzle around. Through early tomorrow morning. We get to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That's when it looks like this precipitation shield is going to start to come in. I do think we could see some light icing, especially along and east of I-77. Notice, though, Grundy getting a little bit of purple showing up there, too. Buchanan County was actually just added to the winter weather advisory for some light icing, at least a glaze that could show up. Notice during the afternoon it starts to back off, but for several hours, especially during the first part of the day, it looks like it could get really slick. We could see some isolated power loss, too. We're going to stay decently quiet tomorrow night, but another system looks to come in at the beginning of next week. So let's talk about this winter weather advisory in effect, again, for Pocahontas, Greenbrier, southeast Fayette, southeast Raleigh, Summers, Monroe, Giles, Bland, Wythe, Mercer, and Buchanan counties. We're talking about freezing rain accumulations being the primary concern. So just traces of snow and sleet. You might see a mix in, but freezing rain will be the primary concern this time, and we could see a glaze or up to a couple of tenths of an inch, which generally doesn't create large or widespread power issues or down tree issues, but we could still have some isolated spots of that, especially in isolated higher locations that could get around a quarter of an inch or so. There could be some of those that show up. And more counties, depending on how things perform overnight, what actually happens, because it only takes a few degrees difference in the air temperature than what the models are showing now. I could see more counties being added to an advisory depending on what happens into tomorrow. The worst of it, though, hands down, will be to our east. East of I-81 out toward Lynchburg, Virginia. They're talking about a massive ice event that could cause widespread damage. Travel is not recommended to our south and east, really, right now, especially into tomorrow. It looks like we do get a break for Valentine's Day. Look at that. It's going to stay kind of cloudy, though. And then that's when we get our next round of precipitation into early next week. We could see some rain and ice yet again. Please stay safe out there. Hey, stick with us. We'll be right back right after this break.